Court calls the case of the Felicia Couchman versus Sean Perry. Your name?
Felicia Couchman.
Sean Perry.
All right. And it's a health hazard, and it's your case.
Correct. It's the home is in my name. He's been living there with me. He's had a lot of drug use, and there was a lot of paraphernalia and drugs. And on December 6th, I came downstairs and there were needles and drugs, and he was passed out. I was able to get him to come to. Later in the day, I could not get him to come to. I had to call an ambulance.
Okay. Sir, what's your position on having to move out of the premises?
Well, Your Honor,
It's out of your pocket.
I've since gotten in treatment with the doctor and nurse. We've lived together for more than 10 years now, and I was hoping that we could resolve some of the differences and move forward. We don't have any conflict at home as of now, other than the past here.
All right, guys, the courtroom heats up as we open on Felicia Couchman versus Sean Perry. This isn't just another eviction case, it's personal. Felicia stands strong, detailing a nightmare at home, needles, overdoses, and a man passed out cold. December 6th was the last straw. She found Sean unconscious, surrounded by drugs. Paramedics were called. This isn't a disagreement, it's a health hazard, a breaking point after years of destruction. Felicia's had enough. Sean, he's scrambling to explain, but the damage has already been done.
I'm basically, I did call to legal services to get some advice legally. And I'm waiting for a call back. And so I'm just kind of rolling with the punches, see what I need to do.
You do not have a place to move?
No.
So if I grant her a judgment, and you have to move out by February 3rd, you can't do that?
No. No, I really don't. I mean, I've put a lot of money and time into the property. I haven't talked to anybody about it. I haven't had a chance to talk to and get any legal advice. I don't really know what my position is.
Let's get real. Sean tries to play the sympathy card. I've been in treatment. I'm trying, but the judge ain't buying vague promises. 10 years of cohabitation doesn't erase 10 years of addiction, conflict, and chaos. He talks about calling legal services, getting advice, but it's clear he's stalling. Felicia's voice is worn, tired, but unshakable. The emotional toll, it's all over her face. The judge presses, "Do you have a place to go?" The answer? No plan, no accountability, no future.
I'm presuming since you were there for 10 years, there's some personal relationship is between the two, right?
There hasn't really been a romantic relationship for a while, but we've been living together.
Got it.
And he hasn't been working because he was having issues. He did work in the summer, but he didn't. It went to the usage.
Did you get into inpatient?
I did go into the emergency room. And, I'm not inpatient, but I'm.
Okay, sir, let me just ask you this. What other treatment are you receiving at this?
I'm getting Suboxone through the doctor.
Are you in a program?
No, I'm not in a program, but I am being urine tested.
Yeah, but I get it. Okay, I hear you. But you also understand what she's really trying to say to you, and what
I do.
And that is that she can't do that. She can't do this anymore. That's what she's saying to you.
All right, let's not sugarcoat it. This man's been using methadone, heroin, now Suboxone. He admits he's not in a program, no structure, no treatment, just more of the same. Felicia, 55 years old, says it plain. He's killing me. That's no metaphor. She's been chased, emotionally drained, and pushed to the edge. Scene mumbles about working something out, but the judge cuts him off. Enough talk. It's not about him anymore. It's about getting out. This house is her sanctuary, and right now it's a war zone.
I appreciate the efforts that he's making with the Suboxone, but I just keep going through the same things over and over again for years.
Pardon? I didn't hear your last part.
I appreciate what he's trying to do with the Suboxone, because he was like self-medicating with methadone and then heroin. But it's a pattern.
Oh, yeah.
55 years old. He chased me to the neighborhood. Sweet peace. I want him to do well. He's killing me. Sorry.
When are you going to leave? Pardon?
So I was told by Felicia that we would work something out. We were working something out.
Hang on a second. Let me just tell you something.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for a long time. You're talking to me like an addict. You're not answering my question. You're trying to direct the conversation in the way that you want it to go. Maybe, indeed, something can work out at some further point in time for her.
Let's cut to the truth. Scenes dodging. Every question becomes a deflection. The judge sees right through it. You're talking like an addict. Boom, that's it. The power dynamic is shifting. Scenes had his chances. Now it's her turn. The court lays it out. If Felicia wants to let him stay 30 more days, that's up to her. But it's on her terms. Respect, boundaries, peace. Scene has to earn every day he stays under that roof. And if he messes up, the court won't ask questions. One complaint and he's out.
You get that?
I do.
The thing is, it isn't about you now, except you getting out and then allowing her to make decisions and choices. If you get out and then she finds it within her to be able to accept you back in some way, some form, in some structure, that's her business. But right now, what she's telling you is you have to go. And while she didn't say this, I don't think she wants it to be in some fashion where the sheriff shows up and just starts dragging you out. I don't think she wants that. But you need, if you don't tell me when you can go and be out, I'm going to give you the time. It's going to be real simple for me.
I think month would probably be reasonable.
Ma'am, what do you believe?
I'm open to giving him a month.
You're open to that?
For a month.
Okay. Here's what I'm
But
going to do.
he has to treat me cordially.
Pardon?
He has to treat me cordially. I'm living there in the home.
This isn't mercy, it's structure. The court makes it clear. Felicia holds the cards now. The judge grants possession of the property to Felicia with a built-in warning. Scene's been given 30 days, not by right, but by her grace. He must treat her with dignity, or the sheriff comes knocking. No more verbal abuse, no more manipulation. Just peace or he's gone. Felicia, emotional but resolved, stands taller now. She's no longer a hostage in her own home. The law is behind her.
He can't take this out at me, verbally or emotionally. I need him to be amicable.
Absolutely.
What?
Absolutely.
I'm going to find no tribal issue. I'm going to grant a judgment for possession, no redemption amount to the plaintiff. And I'm going to structure the writ date this way. And that is that writ may issue February 3rd. I'm not going to, the way the judgment's going to be laid out, I'm not giving the 30 days. That is going to be up to you. If you want to give him that 30 days, I've heard what you said and that you're amenable to. But I also understand in dealing with ethics that if you give that, then that's sort of the floor. Right? And in essence, what you were telling me is that he has to do certain things. So, while being gracious and giving the 30 days, my feeling is, and the way I look at it, is he's got to earn it. And sometimes just earning that is the day-to-day of just treating you like you should be treated. And so what this does ma'am, is it maybe shifts the power dynamic in a way, maybe. Because you probably felt powerless to try to deal with a lot of this stuff. So, if he doesn't treat you right, then you can come down, just file the paper, and I have a good memory, so I'll remember and I'll sign off on that. You got to fill out a judgment for me, okay? And then if he doesn't treat you right, I'm not going to ask a reason. I'm not going to ask anything along those lines. I will be signing off on that writ of restitution to have him removed from the premises. Do you understand that, sir? All right. So what I might suggest, Ms. Ledling, if you could get her a judgment so she has that filled out prior to her leaving the court. All right. Thank you.
All right, folks, here's where the hammer drops. Judgment is entered. The writ of restitution is in motion. If Scene slips up even once, Felicia doesn't need to explain, just file the papers, and the court will sign off without hesitation. Boom, done. This is a new chapter for her, a final warning for him. Addiction doesn't get to dictate anymore. This isn't just eviction, it's liberation. The court adjourns, but Felicia's life is just beginning again, on her terms.